Alright, just filled up the plug on this thing. So, as you can see, it is smoking a ton. Way more than that two-stroke should. So, there's definitely a big problem with this bike. Alright, she's a little smoky. Little smoky. So you can see all the white smoke coming out of this thing. It's not supposed to do that. That's just way excessive for a two-stroke. It should be smoking blue smoke, and it should kind of dissipate as it warms up. And it's not. It's just smoking out my whole yard. Vinny's coughing up smoke, aren't you, buddy? He's sick of it. We're sick of smelling like oil. So we're going to start digging into this bike today, and we're going to try to solve the issue of the smoky 1986 YZ125. So if you guys saw last video, we actually got this thing for, I think it was like $700. And we actually got it running. It was a barn find YZ125. And we kind of knew it had lower compression, but it still started and ran. So today we are going to quick check compression and then hopefully try to figure out why it's smoking so much. I have a suspicion that it's crank seals just because it's burning off transmission oil, which is different than the premix, obviously. So on a two-stroke, really the only way that oil can get into the cylinder is through the crank seal on the right side. So this whole side right here is filled with oil, but it's separate from the cylinder and the crank, unlike a four-stroke. So the only way that oil is sealed off from inside the cylinder is by an oil seal, which is on this side. So a crank seal on the other side that causes air leaks, but it doesn't sound like we have an air leak problem. So I'm thinking it's the right side crank seal that's failing. Also, you can feel, I mean, there's not much compression. It should have a little resistance there, and it's pretty low. So either a head gasket problem or a piston ring problem. So we're gonna solve that today. Alright, so now that we've ridden it for a while, let's quick check compression, see what we're at before tearing this thing down. So this is a fall plug from all the excessive oil being burned off. Oh yeah, you can see how wet that is. And how black that is. Jeez. Yeah. Burning off a little oil. Alright, compression tester going in. Let's see what it's at today. It's probably going to be really low. It feels extremely low. Alright, you guys keep an eye on this. We'll do throttle open. Kick it over a bunch. See what we get. Yeah, it's getting lower and lower. It was at 85 before, now it's at 50, right at 80 pounds of compression. Should be about 150, 160, so about half of what we need to be. So that's really bad. I want to check and see if the water pump on the other side is leaking. Right here. So if the oil is milky, there's a water pump seal in here. There's two actually. And the one on the inside of the case is the one that prevents coolant from entering the inside of the case with the oil and mixing with it. So if we look at the coolant here, let's see. It's still pretty topped off. Right there. We're gonna get that off. Just see what that oil looks like. $17mm. Alright, so far it looks really good. No white oil there. So it looks like our water pump seals should be fine. We'll still take them off and check, but yeah, I'm surprised. I'm really surprised that's not milky. Alright, let's get this coolant drained out. Take off the cap off top here. Coolant looks pretty good. Doesn't look like any oil was mixing with it, so that looks great. Go. So the silencer is just welded right on to the pipe, looks like. There we go. Let's see if there's any oil in the pipe. No oil. That's good. Alright, we're going to take a look at the water pump. Just see what that area looks like in here. We'll get our line off there. There we go. Pins are just stuck. Oh yeah, that looks really clean. No corrosion. The impeller's plastic, that's funny. Let's see if it's working here. Oh yeah, spinning. Alright, on to the power valves. Alright, let's see. Is that moving up and down? Everything's connected in there. Alright, let's start working on the top end here. Get these hoses off first. I'm interested to see what this piston looks like. I wonder how bad the rings are. They have to be pretty bad for it to only have 80 pounds of compression. Okay. Looks like all the washers are there. It's on there. That's why it was so hard. It has these dowel pins. But the head looks amazing. Not a single speck on there. Look at that. Piston looks pretty good too. Almost looks like a new piston. It's got the O-rings in here yet. None of these look cracked. These are pretty dang flat though. I mean, those are pretty worn out. Not much to them. Yeah, those O-rings are pretty worn out. Check out how clear that piston is. That's pretty amazing, actually. I'm hoping coolant wasn't getting down there and burning off, because it almost looks like it's really clean, you know? Looks like 56 millimeter. Have to disconnect this. Looks like there's a little washer. And that should come off now. these loose. 12 millimeter. Those are pretty loose on there. Really crusty. Buried under a bunch of carbon, looks like. A bunch of oil and carbon. Off. Looks like it's got some gasket material holding it down. There we go, I think it broke free. Maybe. Alright, let's see now. Let's see if we can get this. Alright, there we go. Alright. Cylinder is officially off. Looks like the gasket ripped at one point and they just caked it down with gasket material. The liquid gasket material. It is just caked on here. Rod feels good. No up and down play in the rod, a little side to side. That's perfect. Ring isn't stuck in the piston. Are there holes drilled in it? Nope. Piston doesn't look too bad. We'll see what that ring looks like. Yep, well, that's good. A little bearing, roller bearing in there. Looks to be okay. Yeah, rod feels really good. Zero play up and down. Crank looks to be okay. No rust on the crank or anything weird like that. No heat marks. A little better. I mean, that is clean. A little blow by, it looks like maybe right here and right here. You can see a couple light scratches there. We'll get the ring off. See if the ring looks thin. The ring doesn't look too bad. It really doesn't look that bad. Yeah, it is in fact a 56 millimeter, you can see right there. Arrow was pointing in the correct direction. A little carbon on the underside of the piston there. Alright, taking a look at the cylinder next. Let's take a look at that. Ooh. The cylinder actually has some rust on it, which is interesting. Oh, that rust, but yeah, all the way around, you can see there's rust. That is very weird. The top side doesn't have it. I can't get my fingernail in any of the scratches either, so that's good. Developed rust. Oh man, look at that. Look at the ring gap on there. No wonder it was lower compression. Holy, that is terrible. This ring is really worn out. Look at that ring gap right there. That's like, gotta be at least 10 times the amount it's supposed to be. It just slides right in, look at this. Just push it all the way down. It's really bad. So this ring was really worn out. Really, really worn out. So that would be why I had lower compression. Let's see if the piston's even the right size here. See how much room there is. There isn't a whole lot of slop. See if we can get a 5/1000 in there. Yeah, I can barely get a 5/1000 feeler gauge in there, so piston's the correct size. Yeah, now it's stuck. So piston and ring are probably just a little worn down there. .5583. I mean, it's a little bit. Oh, that's 55.71. So 55.7, 55.65. Let's lock that in. Yeah, I mean that's pretty worn down here. All right, let's try to check out these power valves next. See, there's a little. Oh. All right, hopefully we can get this. Oh man, that's gonna be a problem. There we go. That one's coming out. All right, we got her out. Little stopper plate. See the little Allen down there? Interesting how that works. I've never torn one of those down before. So it looks like these two pins go in there. Connect like that. interesting. Looks pretty good in there though. Nice and clean. So, power valves look good. Alright, let's check out that crank seal. So we gotta get the cover off right here. To do that, unfortunately we've got the screws that hold the cover on. Those are always a pain to get off. You've got like 4 washers on there, on that bolt. Pulling that kicker on. They're 10mm. Came easy. Alright, one down here. That one came real easy. That one's just a check bolt, look like. That one came easy. Getting lucky here. There's one more. Ugh. See if I pound on it a little bit. Oh, there we go. Whew. Coming off fairly easily. Yeah. Looks like a newer gasket on there. Ooh. I do see some chunks down here. Look at this. That's not good. A bunch of chunks. That is not good at all. What is that from here? It's a big chunk right here. Ha ha ha. Oh, look at that. That's where the chunks were from. Look at this gear. Missing half the gear right here. Look at these little arms. So the power valve gear is like chewed off. Look at that. Hopefully we can find one of those. That might be hard to find. Look at that. Huh. So the power valve probably wasn't working too well. Else, holy. There's the other gear piece. Look at that, just sitting in the bottom of the case. That's crazy. There's a bunch of pieces in there. Oh, that is not good. Wow. I'm surprised there's not more damage in here. I'm surprised we didn't see any of those pieces when we drained the oil. You can see the crank seal is right here on this machine. It's hard to tell if it's bad or not. I think we're going to take the clutch off and take a look. Not airlock washer on here. There we go. Get that out. Now our whole clutch should come off. Alright. We'll leave that on for now. So everything looks pretty decent in here. Let's See if there's any more chunks down here. Huh. There's a chunk lodged in here by the shifter. Surprised we didn't have shifting problems. Big piece lodged in there. Look at that. Right by the shifting. You can see there's a little woodruff key right there. Let's see what that seal looks like. Yep, that seal is bad. You can see the spring must have came off. In there you can see that. We'll fish that out. Oh yeah, it's just leaking right into the case. That is crazy. So, one of the springs came out. Wow. The crank is right here. And this was not very tight on there. So that was definitely the problem. Got this little hook with a screw end on it. Let's just see if we can get that to screw in. Yeah, I think what we're gonna do is split the cases. I don't like that one gear got chewed up and maybe got in the transmission, so I think it's safest to split the whole case and then just pound out the seals from the inside. That was exciting. Let's see if it pounds through. It's coming. Surprisingly. That is a light engine, I can tell you that. Alright, we got the engine out of the frame. Let's get these reeds off of here. See what these look like. You can see the manifold looks really good. Just a little crack right there. You can see it doesn't go all the way through. So that looks pretty good. Let's get this reed cage out of here. There was a gasket on there. That one's kind of open right here, you can see. They're both kind of open. Got the carbon fiber reeds on there. They don't look too bad though. Look pretty decent. So those check out. Let's see, what else do we have to take off of here? I think all that is good to go. We don't have to take any of this side off. All right, let's check out the stator here. I wonder if that seal is junk as well. We'll find out right now. Oh man. I hate these screws for... There we go. Get that gasket off of here. Looks amazing. So the stator plate's actually adjustable there. So we're gonna mark that. I'm gonna put it here. Screws off of here. Bottom one broke free as well. That was good. All right, I looked in my puller collection and we can't find one. This thing takes a really weird puller. It's an 18 by 1.5. Screws in. All right, because this thing needs a special puller for the flywheel, we're gonna have to wait to split the cases. I could split it from the other way, but I don't want to take everything off and get the whole transmission apart. Right now, I just want to check it over before we tear it apart. So we're gonna have to wait for that, but we can still get that seal out. So we're gonna try to screw in some screws and pull that seal out just to check it. I'm just going to try to screw into the seal here. That's really hard. Let's try to get the heat gun out and try to heat that up. I think we finally got that seal to come out. You can see it's pretty much just trash. So that would be the culprit of the smoky 1986 YZ125. I wonder what the other seal looks like. We'll have to look at that one after we get the puller in, but at least we got that seal out, and it looks like you can actually replace it without splitting the case, which is nice. But we're still going to split the case since we're already in here. Alright, so we'll wait for the puller to split the cases, but we're going to order up all the new parts for it. New piston, new rings, new power valve gear here. This is the governor, it's called. I found one on eBay for like 20 bucks, so we'll order up one of those. Brand new gasket kit. And then all new bolts. We have to get the plastics looking like something. I did find a kit online for like $290, I think it was. And they're all brand new plastic, so I might just buy that. I don't know what we're gonna do yet, but we have the snapper pressure washer. That is 3,400 max PSI. Vinny, what are you doing? That we just picked up that we could probably use to get that paint off. It was the highest max PS I could find on one of these. I bought this at Menards. It's supposed to be pretty good, Briggs & Stratton engine. So we'll have to test that out once we get the bike back together. But I'm guessing that would take paint off pretty quick. What do you think, bud? That. We wouldn't want to do that, would we? So, I guess that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed the teardown on this thing and figuring out why this thing was smoking. And we kind of knew it was that seal all along, but just wanted to confirm, and we did that. So I'm pretty happy that that was the problem. Pretty simple fix. If this engine didn't have metal pieces in it, we'd probably just punch in a new seal and call it a day. But since that gear broke off right here, there could be pieces in the transmission. So I just want to make sure everything's good before we put it back together. And good thing we opened it up, because that would have caused a lot more damage. Those pieces in there were huge. So it was good we tore it down and figured out the problem right away before riding it anymore. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Next video, this bike will be looking perfect. So stay tuned for that. And until next time, we are out.